2 hours of blindness. Every day, the truth is disturbing. You see the world all the time, right? Eyes wide open, everything working, or so you think. What if I told you you're blind for up to 2 hours a day, and you don't even notice? This isn't clickbait, it's real. Your brain shuts down parts of your vision every single day and tricks you into thinking nothing's wrong. The craziest part, it's not a bug, it's by design. And what it reveals about your reality is disturbing. Today, you're going to discover what your brain hides from you every single day. And once you know the truth, there's no unseeing it. The world you think you see, it's not real. You're not truly living in this exact moment, and almost everything you experience isn't what it seems. The shocking truth is, your brain doesn't just observe reality, it builds it. As things happen, your brain edits your memories, rewrites your experiences, and filters the world through a story it creates just for you. A story that feels real, but behind that illusion, it's living in a different timeline, a different world, and it's the one deciding what's really going on, who's in control of your life, and what parts of reality you're allowed to see. That gap between what's actually out there and what you think is happening is wider than you imagine. Vision, for example, feels like our most reliable sense. It's how we navigate the world, recognize faces, read, avoid danger. But here's the twist. We don't really see all that much. Only a tiny spot in the center of your vision, about the size of your thumbnail at arm's length, is actually high resolution. The rest? It's blurry, vague, out of focus. But you don't notice that, right? That's because your brain is constantly filling in the blanks, stitching together a convincing picture using a clever trick that makes the world feel sharp and detailed, even when it's not. Every single second, your eyes make 3 to 4 rapid, jerky movements, little snapshots just 50 milliseconds long, as they jump from one spot to another. They're constantly scanning your surroundings, capturing sharp pieces of the world that your brain stitches together like a video editor. But here's the twist. During each of these quick jumps, called saccades, your brain actually shuts off your vision. It blacks it out, so you don't see a chaotic blur every time your eyes move. Add all of those moments up, and it turns out you're completely blind for about 2 hours every single day. If you could somehow actually see what your eyes were capturing, it would look like a glitchy mess. But instead, your brain fills in those blank gaps with its best guess of what was probably there. And this is where things get even stranger. Your brain isn't just guessing. It's also messing with your sense of time. Take something simple like stirring milk into coffee. As the spoon hits the cup, light bounces off the ceramic and enters your eyes instantly. But in just 1.3 nanoseconds, the cup vibrates and sends tiny shock waves through the air that reach your ears after 1.2 milliseconds. Then your fingers feel the heat, and that signal takes 50 milliseconds to reach your brain. 3 totally different signals, sight, sound, and touch, all arriving at your brain at completely different times. Yet somehow, it feels like they happened at once. That's not reality. That's your brain remixing time to make your world feel seamless. You don't experience those signals, sight, sound, touch, as separate things. Instead, your brain blends them all together into one smooth, connected moment. But here's the strange part. That moment isn't real. Your brain takes time to process everything and then creates what feels like now. In truth, what you think is the present is actually a carefully edited replay of the past. You only become consciously aware of the world about 0.3 to 0.5 seconds after something actually happens. But even that's just the beginning, because your brain does way more editing than that. It plays with time and space constantly. It makes decisions before you are even aware of them. So, are you really living in the present? Not exactly. Not the real present, and not even a real past or future. What you experience as now is more like a made-up version of the future your brain thinks is about to happen. To get this, picture yourself as a professional table tennis player. Those balls fly across the table at 25 meters per second. Insanely fast. Let's slow time down for a second. As light bounces off the ball and hits your eyes, it travels in nanoseconds. Then, your brain processes that visual information over the next 100 milliseconds. But in those 100 milliseconds, the ball has already traveled 2.5 meters, the full length of the table. If your brain just showed you what your eyes actually saw, you'd be too late. You'd never hit the ball. So instead, your brain does something incredible. It tracks the ball's speed and direction, predicts where it's going to be, and shows you that, a fictional version of the future, and it feels totally real. What you're seeing in that moment, in your so-called present, is actually a fake version of the ball. It's not really there, not where you think it is. But you're not just watching the ball float through space. You want to crush it, smash it right back across the table. The problem? If you waited for your brain to fully process what your eyes see and then acted, you'd miss the ball by a mile. Things are happening way too fast. So before the ball even touches your opponent's paddle, your brain kicks into prediction mode. It starts guessing where the ball will go based on tiny cues. The way your opponent shifts their weight, their posture, and everything you've learned through practice. But because your brain doesn't know for sure what's about to happen, it starts preparing for all the possibilities. The ball might go here or there, or maybe over here. To stay ready, your brain sends out multiple preloaded commands to your muscles. Jump left, move right, lean back. It tells them all to hold steady, to be ready to launch in any direction the second it becomes clear. For a brief instant, it's like multiple ghost versions of you exist at once, each one waiting to become you, all of them equally real in your brain's eyes for just a split second. Then, as your opponent winds up and begins the swing, your brain makes its choice. It locks onto the future it thinks is most likely, and in that moment, all the other ghosts, the ones that might have been, are instantly erased. You never experience them. You only get to live the version that won. And here's the craziest part. The command to act, to move, swing, react, is triggered before your opponent even hits the ball. Let's come back to you. You're completely unaware that any of this is happening. By the time you consciously see the ball flying toward you and decide how to hit it, your body has already reacted. The truth is, your brain made all those decisions ahead of time. What you experience as a choice, as the present moment, is actually a prediction. A guess your brain made based on information it received a fraction of a second ago. Your conscious awareness isn't in charge. It's just watching a delayed highlight reel of what already happened. And this doesn't just apply to fast-paced sports like table tennis. It's true even when you're doing something as normal as walking. Yeah, walking is time travel. Picture yourself heading home after the game. You think you're choosing your path and reacting to the world around you, but behind the scenes, your brain is juggling 3 different timelines all at once. It's processing sensory feedback from the past, calculating the current state of your body, and predicting what's about to happen in the future. Because walking is way more complex than it feels. In fact, before the signal from your foot even reaches your brain to say it touched the ground, your brain has already sent the command to move the other foot. It's already lined up the muscle pattern for the next 2 steps. But what if something unexpected happens? Something dramatic? Say, a banana peel appears out of nowhere and you step right on it. Where did that come from? Let's not worry about it. Here's what matters. Your brain is ready. Up until now, we've been talking about your brain making decisions for you. But even that idea is wrong. You don't have some central control room where everything comes together. In reality, different parts of your body are reacting to different things at different times, all working in sync without you even knowing. Your spinal cord usually knows what's happening before your brain does. And even within your brain, different regions react to the same event at different speeds, each making its own decisions independently. So when your foot slips on that banana peel, the inner gyroscopes in your ears instantly detect a sudden shift in your body's balance and movement. That data doesn't go straight to your thinking brain. Instead, it's immediately sent to your brainstem and spinal cord, the emergency control centers of your body. These systems are built for speed. They don't wait around. They instantly trigger built-in recovery programs and fire off commands to different muscles. Within just 200 milliseconds, a whole sequence of reactions kicks in to try and catch your fall. Your arms shoot out for balance. Your other leg stiffens to take the weight. Your core muscles tighten up to stop you from collapsing. Then, a full 100 milliseconds after all this, your conscious brain finally realizes, wait, I'm slipping. But by then, your body is already halfway through saving you. You're just now catching up to what already happened. So, what have we learned here? That your brain isn't just reacting to reality. It's constantly predicting what's about to happen. It quietly makes decisions in the background, decides on the best course of action, and then hands you a clean, edited version of events. A version that feels seamless, feels real. And if you're wondering who's really in charge of all that, well, of course it's you, right? But your brain isn't just busy predicting what's happening around you. It's also predicting something way more complicated. You, your thoughts, your feelings, your entire sense of self, they're not as solid or real as they seem. You are, in many ways, a prediction your brain is constantly updating. Think about it. Why do you feel the way you do? Hunger, energy, emotions. They aren't just responses to what's happening right now. They're your brain's forecast for what it thinks you'll need soon, or what you might have to be ready for. You've probably trained your body into certain habits, eating around the same time, going to bed at a usual hour. As those times get close, your brain starts releasing hormones to prepare you. a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. You feel hungry or tired because your brain expects you to be. And this is where emotions get especially weird. They're not just reactions to the world, they're predictions too. Say you're heading to a party. Your brain doesn't just wait and see how things turn out. It gets to work early, running simulations based on past experiences and the people who might be there. Close friends? You'll probably feel relaxed. But what if it's full of strangers? Or worse, what if your brain remembers a time you felt awkward or anxious in a similar situation? That memory sticks. And if your brain expects that same anxiety again, it starts preparing before you even walk in the door, adjusting your heart rate, tweaking hormone levels, subtly tensing muscles. All this can happen without you even realizing it. And it's not always helpful, especially when your brain is predicting the wrong emotion. Your brain prepares your body for anxiety before anything even happens, which makes you actually feel anxious. That sensation then confirms the brain's prediction, locking it in as truth for the next time. It's a loop, and it raises a big, uncomfortable question. Are you just along for the ride, forced to feel whatever your brain guesses you should feel? Thankfully, not quite. While your conscious mind might not be calling all the shots during your day-to-day life, that's not really its job. And that's okay. Your brain, along with your organs and nervous systems, handles the grunt work. Like a team of well-trained butlers running the house. You might not be the one steering moment to moment, but you're still the one who decides where the ship is going. Your conscious self shines in bigger things, long-term goals, abstract ideas, reflecting on meaning and purpose. It's your storyteller, the narrator that weaves all your thoughts and memories into a life story. A story you tell yourself and your brain at the same time. And somewhere in the middle, where your different layers of self overlap and blend, you get a rare, valuable ability to step back and see the whole picture. A view that your brain's raw prediction machine could never understand on its own. You are that voice, the part of you that can change the script, rewrite the expectations, rewire the system from the inside. And sure, sometimes you and your brain don't agree on what's real. But in the end, you are the one telling the story of who you are in this world. And that story, crafted by your mind, refined by experience, becomes so convincing, so emotionally powerful, that you don't just believe it. You live it as if it's undeniable truth. And that might be the most incredible glitch of all. Your conscious self is really good at enjoying ice cream, getting lost in weird internet rabbit holes, or having deep thoughts about whether Charizard could beat Blastoise. But what if you could actually train your brain to be more than just the behind-the-scenes butler? What if you could turn it into a high-performance, quick-thinking, ultra-sharp machine with better problem-solving, sharper critical thinking, and gut instincts that actually work? That's exactly what Brilliant helps you do. Brilliant is a platform that helps you learn something new every single day, with thousands of short, hands-on lessons that make even the most mind-bending ideas fun and understandable. Want to explore the epic concepts behind tech like AI, or maybe learn how to code from the ground up, or get the physics behind black holes, pool games, and everything in between? Brilliant's got you covered. Their lessons are interactive, so instead of just watching or reading, you do the thinking, which means you actually remember it. You'll dive into the core ideas behind math, logic, data science, and a whole lot more. And because you're solving problems step by step, the concepts stick, and you start seeing connections between what you're learning and the real world around you. It's like brain fuel for your consciousness journey. Even better, Brilliant is always adding new content. So whether you're curious about how electricity flows in circuits or how ChatGPT picks the next word in a sentence, there's always something fresh to light up your brain. No matter what you dive into, Brilliant helps boost your actual human intelligence and makes learning shockingly addictive in the best way. You can check them out and supercharge your brain right now. Just a few minutes a day can actually shift how you see the world, training your brain to think sharper, solve problems better, and notice details you never saw before. It's like upgrading your mental operating system, one lesson at a time. And the best part? You can try everything Brilliant has to offer, completely free for 30 days. Just head to brilliant.org/nutshell or click the link in the description. You'll also get 20% off if you decide to stick with the premium subscription. Now, something we've been so excited to finally share, we're making a PC game. It's called Starbird, and it's a bright, cozy, space-themed resource management game where you help a fearless flock of cosmic birds mine asteroids, build production chains, and unlock futuristic tech to explore the galaxy. We've been quietly working on this for nearly 2 years with the awesome folks at Tuca Interactive, the minds behind Dorfromantic, and we can't wait for you to try the early access version later this year. But here's the deal. Wish listing is everything for indie games like this. It helps the game get noticed, reach new players, and keeps you in the loop as development unfolds. So, if you want to come along for the ride, head over to Steam and wishlist Starbird using the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching and for all your support. Seriously, it means the world to us. Or in this case, the whole universe.